Okay, I'm going to start down with some on-ground function. A lot of players that I work with have some problems with thoracic mobility, so I use two tennis balls and a sock. You can put two of them together, just use homemade ones and whatever works as far as getting some thoracic mobility and getting the wedge in there in between the spine. So what I'll do is start with my athlete down on his back, put the two balls on either side of the spine, and I have them reach back over their head and get that extension. But I want them to maintain their diaphragmatic breathing and keep that low back on the ground and keep the pelvic floor muscles engaged throughout the movement. So they're going to reach back, come up, just till they come off the ball, extend up as they exhale, pushing their low back into the ground, and then go back into the start position. I'll usually have them do 5 in each position as I move the balls down the spine and getting down from the top of the thoracic down to closer to the lumbar. If you don't have that issue, then you can just go into a normal over-the-head crunch, bringing it up towards, what I'll usually do is hang on to the feet to give them a little more stability. Still, as they come up into the crunch position, as they exhale through that, still maintaining that diaphragmatic breathing, pushing down through the low back as they come up into the crunch, exhaling as they come up, and going through that motion. You can also, if you want to engage the hip flexors a little bit more, I even have them go their feet up on a wall to give slight pressure, so the hip flexors are engaged and coming through that motion as well. You can also add a weight into this position, bringing the weight up from the chest, extending up as they get more skilled or strengthened through the motion. Then I'll go into a oblique move where I'll have the hand down, try and make them think about keeping that knee back, bringing it up towards, elbow up towards midline, and then across. Not so much to the knee itself, but to the midline and across to get that rotation. It looks like this from this side. So it's a simple movement. You've done it all before, but again, in combination with the crunches going into the obliques, and then from there we'll go into a lower ab movement, the lying leg thrust. With the lying leg thrust, it's important to keep the knees and the feet above the hips. You don't want them going backwards in a rocking motion. You want to get full range of motion. Keep the chin tucked as you exhale and push up, trying to touch the toes to the ceiling. It's a real slight movement, but it really does hit that lower abdominal area. And when you do those three in that progression, you really get a good workout on the core. And last but not least, I do a ab move called the McGill. It's a breathing ab crunch. You lay down, one leg is extended, and you come up into a crunch position, putting your chin into your chest, and then what I like to do is put my tongue on the back upper roof of my mouth behind my teeth to help relax the scalenes. And what you're going to do is take a deep breath in, and as you do that, you're in that contracted position, and you're going to shoot the lower abdominal towards your spine. So it's a little like this. Then you relax, and then switch feet. Coming up. It's important that you get that motion, fill that lower abdominal up with air, and then shoot it down like trying to touch your navel to the spine. It's a forceful move, so what you're doing is getting your abs in contraction, but still using the diaphragmatic breathing, because your abs don't work in a contracted position all the time. They have to be strong with motion. So do those 4 in a row, going from your lying crunch to your oblique, crossing the oblique, the lying leg thrust, and then on to your McGill. So try those out and see what you think.